Hi there, welcome to this video tutorial on using the Neapolitan sixth. The Neapolitan sixth is a harmonic device that uses chromatic alterations, meaning it uses notes outside of the key signature requiring accidentals, so it is a type of chromatic harmony. It's most commonly used in a minor key, however it can be used in major key as well. The sound of the Neapolitan sixth is very unique and can be characterized by an exotic and dark sound. In an analysis, some theorists will notate the chord with a capital N for Neapolitan, whereas others will use a flat 2 Roman numeral. Notice that the 2 is a capital 2 as it is a major triad. Most typically it is found in the first inversion, so you will see that the small 6 is attached to the chord symbol. It takes the role of a predominant function, which means it usually replaces the 4 chord. As the function is that of a predominant, it is followed by dominant harmony. Before we write out a harmonic progression using the Neapolitan sixth, let's have a listen to a real piece of music that uses this harmonic device. As you follow along on the score, a big hint is when you see flats written into the music. Also, it's very important to listen carefully to see if you can spot where the sudden changes in the harmony take place. Okay, now let's take a moment to write out a chord progression in 4-part harmony that uses the Neapolitan sixth. We will return to that Beethoven excerpt once we figure out how to use this chord. We're going to write this out in the key of A minor. We'll start with the bass line, which goes from scale degrees 1, 4, 5, and back to 1. The harmonies we will write above the bass line will be 1 going to the Neapolitan sixth, followed by a cadential 6-4, 5-7, and back to 1. Here's the top voice that will go along with the bass line. Notice that it uses only stepwise motion and goes in contrary motion against the bass line. Now we need to fill in the inner voices. Let's start with the first chord. Based on this voicing, let's complete the progression using good voice leading. If you'd like, feel free to pause the video for each of the following steps. Let's continue with the Neapolitan sixth. Since we are in the key of A minor, and as this chord is essentially a major triad built from the flatted second scale degree of the key, it's going to use the notes B flat, D, and F. Since we already have a D in the bass and B flat in the soprano, we will need to fill in an F and double one of the notes. It works best to double the bass note, which in this case is the D, so let's go with that. Very important to remember that this is in the first inversion. Take a moment to fill in the inner voices for the rest of the progression. It should look like the following. Let's hear what that sounds like. Alright, let's have a listen to that Beethoven Bagatelle once more. As was our example, this piece is in the key of A minor. It starts with the 1 chord, then uses the Neapolitan sixth in the 3rd measure, and goes directly to the 5-7 to end the 4-bar phrase. The following 4 bars are essentially a mirror image except for the end. It starts with tonic and gives us the Neapolitan 3 bars in, but this time the 5-7 occurs on the 3rd beat and resolves to tonic in the final bar. Have a listen. Let's take a moment to explore another way to move away from the Neapolitan. In our example before, we went to the dominant seventh from the Neapolitan via the cadential 6/4. If we change the bass line so that we have a chromatic link from the fourth scale degree to the fifth, and change the E in the alto voice to an F sharp, we end up with a diminished seventh chord. The function of this chord is now a 7/7 of 5. Let's hear what that sounds like. Okay, let's end this lesson with another piece of music from the repertoire. This piece makes use of the 7/7 of 5 as a way of moving away from the Neapolitan as just discussed. Hope you enjoy it.
Ein treues Herz in Liebe vergeht, da welken die Lilien auf jedem Beet, da muss ihm die Wolken der Vollmond gehen, damit seine Tränen die Menschen nicht sehen. Da halten die Englein die Augen sich zu und